I feel like physically I'm drained, but I've been chaotic all day.
Okay. I'm trying to like see what that means, you know.
Like physically
Like
I
you're
have
hyper?
no energy.
Oh.
Yeah, but mentally I'm hyper, but physically I'm not.
Yeah.
But like
so you
my
can't really,
mind,
exude that.
it started with this morning on the treadmill. I get on the treadmill and I was on the treadmill for over an hour, and you may be like, Destiny, how did you sit like on the treadmill for over an hour? Because I turned on Brittany Broski's most recent episode of the Broski Report and sat on Pinterest for over an hour. I didn't leave Pinterest. I didn't. I was building 10 different lives.
If you need to stay, I mean, you don't have to go for an hour, but like if you need some motivation on a treadmill or some distraction, actually, I think the best thing to do is exactly that, actually.
No, it was actually kind of insane because, and that was such a bold move of me to put on the Broski Report in the gym, because this last episode had me actually laughing so hard because it was just me. It was just me as a person, and it was hilarious, as all of her episodes are.
Yeah, I listened to half of it last night. I don't remember. I have to catch up. And we're about to talk about podcasts right now. Zane's reveal. Did you watch it?
Not yet, because I didn't see it pop up across my recommended.
I watched. It was like he posted on YouTube the documentary of it. Oh
yeah. I listened
Great.
to the podcast episode where they were talking about him going to like the movie theater to film part of that, and I actually listened to that when I was at the dentist last week. So maybe I'm a little traumatized from
because it was at
listening to it in that episode, because it was at the dentist.
That's okay.
Yeah.
You have to watch the doc though. It was great.
I do plan on
And-
watching the doc.
no.
I've been what
We don't have, no, because we're about to start getting into other people, and you're here for Bookmark'd. You know, we do talk about everyone else but us. You know, like
that
Taylor
is
Swift,
true, but we
Brittany
do
Broski.
talk about so many other podcasts and so many different people, because it's just us. It's just us. You guys are here for us, and this is what we're talking about.
and we're two girls that. What's the word? What's the
Are
word?
delusional?
Yeah. Well, that obviously. What's the word you like intake? So much content? Is that the word I'm looking for? Absorb.
I know.
Oh, no, we absorb.
You absorb
Is
so
that?
much content.
I don't really know. You guys know what I mean.
So, speaking of besties, what are we all drinking today? What's our drink of the episode? I am back
Hey.
to the freaking... Honestly, this is kind of embarrassing for me ever since SNL did a sketch about the big cups. And I am just wanting to up my water intake, so I brought out the Big Boy Stanley again. And it's not my fault, actually. I'm not going to apologize for it.
If that's how you're gonna get your hydration, do it. It's also really cute. The pink is really cute.
It's just for home. It's just for home.
Take it wherever you want. Don't be ashamed of the big Stanley. I have
You're
my
right.
mini bestie still. I only have one left, so I gotta stock back up.
Nor.
I hate opening. I feel like I'm
You
gonna lose
got
a
it.
nail or spill.
I'm also,
Nice.
I have to say, Sara, breathtaking earlier. She posted a Instagram story of her in this shirt, and I was like, wow, Sara is just a whole entire different breed. You look great today.
Destiny, that was so kind. That's so funny.
I
'Cause
was
when you hopped on this call, I did not just say hop on. When you came on, I was gonna say this color looks incredible on you, like this blue
Oh
in
my
your
gosh,
hair.
thank
Like
you
you
so
look,
much.
you look great. Thank you so
I'm
much. That
trying
was
to
so
get
kind.
And I knew that Sara was loving her Dorian shirt. I knew.
Yeah.
She's like,
I
yeah,
gotta-
look, it says I love Dorian.
I
Love.
heart Dorian T-shirt. I'm obsessed with
Yes.
it. It's from
Moment.
I think it's Tails and Threads Co. I posted it on my Instagram story if you saw, but they can do like other characters or whatever underneath. But obviously, I went with Dorian just for.
I love.
I'm gonna next get Lorcan. Maybe I'll get, I'll just like stack up. I'll have a collection of just this T-shirt with all the
that's
book
just
boyfriends.
all. That's the only thing you're gonna wear. I don't know where my phone is. This is gonna be a problem.
Uh-oh.
Because basically, the gist of today's episode, we didn't have a theme to go with, but I did let Sara know that for my fear that I have, that's always with me, of being annoying, I have now started to make a notes app for, like, the notes app is titled for, like, things to tell Sarah when she's not busy. And then it's just, like, dot after dot after dot after dot of, like, random thoughts that, like, I will go to text and I'll be like, no, don't do that. And then I'll just go text it in my notes app and it gives me a little bit of instant gratification, but then I still feel like I need to tell somebody. So then I just keep it in my notes app until the appropriate time. And Sarah was like, what are we going to talk about today? I was like, I do have a whole entire notes app full of thoughts that I've been having.
But how busy do you think I am that you can't text me these things?
It's like, I don't know 24/7 what Sarah's up to. And then like I said, I have this fear that I'm annoying, so I just keep it. I'm like, if I'm feeling like super in my head, I'm like, I'm just gonna write it down in the notes, and then at an appropriate time let everybody know what I'm thinking about.
Okay.
So that's what.
If you just look at my location, I am 99% of the time you'll see at home.
True, but like, so you could be busy at home.
I'm never too busy to answer your text. Oh, she lost her phone.
Jeez, oh, it's right here. Hey, I'm sending it. Okay. I'm so
I do
excited
have
for
one
this.
thing we have to talk about, so I hope it's in your notes app.
Okay, I almost wonder if it's like correlating with this.
I feel like it could be.
So
We'll see.
it's not the same thing, but I feel like it could be around the same person.
Okay, you already know what I'm gonna. It's the only thing that's
Yeah,
in my,
no, like,
in my
I
brain this past
apologize.
week.
I apologize for bringing it up first to all of you guys for the level of feral that you're about to see Sarah go through. Because wow, but it
the
was
way my
nothing to
stomach. I can't do this.
It's not even anything to do with the news, though. I had seen somewhere that people were I did no research. I just saw one TikTok of somebody else saying that, like, a lot of people were hating on Fine Line by Harry Styles. And then this really, really upset me because I was like, I think that Fine Line is either the number 1 or 2 of my favorite Harry songs. So then it really made me mad when people were like hating on it for some reason. Like I said, I did absolutely zero research. So the way in which I phrase this is, why is Fine Line getting hate when it's personally one of my favorite Harry songs? By the way, here are my favorite Harry songs. 1, Fine Line. 2, From the Dining Table. 3, Adore You. 4, Falling. And 5, To Be So Lonely. And that was the thought.
I'm wondering, was there any reasoning why they were hating on it? Like, what was the...
I don't know. Like I said, all I saw was one person make a TikTok, and in the TikTok it said, like, why is literally everybody hating on Fine Line right now, like trying to cancel it or something. That was like the wording of the TikTok. I took that and sprinted a marathon. Like, I just, like, I'm all the way over here from point A to point B. I did no research.
I will say it's not my favorite Harry Styles song, but I think
I love that song.
One I appreciate for sure, lyric wise and stuff. But I never really listened to it, I feel like. But when he performed it at a few of the shows, I was a little upset because I would have loved to hear that one in person. But
yeah, it's
what was your favorites? What was your ranking?
I said, I guess I put, in this moment of time, I put Fine Line at number 1. Then I said number 2 is From the Dining Table. 3 is Adore You. 4 is Falling. And 5 is To Be So Lonely.
Yeah, I like those ones. Those are valid top songs.
Also, I've been listening to As It Was.
You know, that one, I listened to it so much when it first came out that I couldn't listen to it ever again. But now I feel like it's fine for me to start playing it again. It always happens with those.
Yeah.
Let's see what's my top 5. I know my top is 2 are From the Dining Table and Only Angel. Those are like my favorite songs. But the other ones, they'll like change day to day or like what Harry mood I'm in. But
yeah, I'd
probably say, it's so hard because all my favorite ones are on his first album. But I feel like I have to like the other ones. I love Grape Juice.
There's never been someone else
so good. And it's funny, the first time I heard that one when his album came out, it was my least favorite. But it was one I had to get used to, and then I love.
That will do it to you. I think Midnights. There's a song on Midnights that I really didn't like when the album came out, and then now I love.
You have to like absorb the album for a little. There I go with the word absorb again. I
No,
don't
there
know
you
what
go.
the other one I would like.
Sarah has been really absorbing Harry this week, I would say. He's in her veins. He's in the walls.
In a very unhealthy manner. I can't really pick the other two. Those are my top 3 for right now. But those top 2 are definitely my favorite. Yeah, Harry was in the public again. Harry's hair grew out. Harry, there's lots of content, new content. Oh my god, the way I like still am, but like I went like insane when the first one I saw, I think I was with Lauren and I opened Instagram to post something and I saw Harry Florals posted like the pictures that like the first ones, and that's where I saw it. And then I got home and opened TikTok and every single thing in my feed was like an edit or like something about it. And I was just like, my first reaction was like, he looks so young, because when his hair was growing out, I don't know, I feel like he looks younger with his the cut, like the shape of his cut he's got going on now.
Really? I thought the exact opposite.
I know Lauren said he looks older. I thought he looked younger. I think he looks like he's like a businessman. Like he doesn't look like the Harry Styles from like the tour the last time I saw him to now. They're like 2 different people. It's like a whole new era, which is like great. We have a new era to like obsess over, which is what I've exactly what I've been doing this past week. It's like seriously unhealthy. I'm so excited. And then I think I said this last episode, but you sent me a TikTok where it said that they think that Harry's like recording his 4th album, and that I'm waiting. If that is confirmed, oh gosh, people are gonna be scared of me.
The amount of TikToks that I got sent from Sara, and then I randomly, like, I was like, okay, yeah, I did see this, because I truly and utterly believe the only time that Harry Styles is on my For You page is just so that I can send it to Sara, because, like, I do really enjoy Harry Styles' music, but I'm not somebody who, like, is seeking out him outside of his music. Like, I'm not, like, really worried about what he's up to. I was like, okay, I'm sending them to Sara, and then all of a sudden, Sara starts sending me, like, a few that are, like, Boss CEO, and then she starts sending me Harry Styles and Jamie Bauer. Not Jamie Bauer. What's his last name? The guy from 50 Shades of Grey, who plays Christian Grey. Sara starts sending me the 2 of them, and I was like, okay, Sara, we're getting into some territory that I don't know how to unpack here. Are you fan casting this Harry Styles as Christian Grey? I don't know. They looked like really similar. They like truly, it was like uncanny how similar they looked. And I just like, that was something that didn't need to be brought to my attention, you know? I live for the Wattpad girlies, like I felt it, them like ready to go to town on this kind of story. Like I just felt it, you know? Like when a new era comes, there's like a whole new world opened of like, oh my God, what Harry is now. You saying that just sparked inspiration in my brain for a new, just off the dome CEO Harry Styles Wattpad story.
Destiny's Wattpad story is back, a new one.
Yeah. What if I just started a secret alias and started just writing solely Harry Styles fan fiction and then like sending it to you and then be like, oh my God, literally, Sara, we were just talking about this, but it's me. That's right.
I feel like I would catch on. I'd be like, Destiny, this is a little close to the story you told me a few weeks ago. But I had to stop sending you the TikToks because there was like too many to send, but I needed to share what I was seeing, and then you started sending them to them, and you would send me some, and I would had them liked because they were ones that I didn't want to send you because I thought I was going too far. But it's the same way I get like Zendaya and Tom Holland on my feed. It's only to send to Destiny. It's not for me, and I know that's why they're sending it to me.
And they were in the media, but I didn't get a whole lot of them, so I feel like I couldn't like really obsess over it. I think there were only like 2 different videos circulating of like one of him at her premiere, like up in the little box, and then them leaving the after party together. Yeah. And we all know, if you're an every episode listener, that about like 2 or 3 episodes ago, I was really stressing about their relationship. And so it's just really been a soothing thing to me. It's like just like a comforting blanket to know.
It's so wild that these people just don't know who we are, but we are so incredibly like attached and like need this. Okay, rude of you to say Tom Holland does not know who I am. No, like they know who we are. Like I know Harry and I made eye contact at his shows, so.
No, because I fully believe I have a list. I have a list, and it's private in my notes app of a certain amount of people that I think that me and Sara will meet in our lifetime, and I fully believe in my brain that Sara will get a picture with both Niall and Harry Styles at some point in her life. I just believe it.
Can't start this because when you say that, I start picturing it, and like that doesn't that's like feeding into my delusion. Oh my God, like heavily. I would love to. One,
I would love to if somebody wants to give me the opportunity.
hey, it could have happened last year with Niall. I still am upset over it, but yeah, that would be great. I feel like we both will meet a celebrity one day. I think it'll happen, and one that we love.
But we need to, I think that even if there were ones on our own, but I have a list of people that I even think that like me and Sarah could potentially meet together, because it would be set up that like me and Sarah would meet them. And I mean, I just fully believe it. There's nothing supporting these claims either, by the way. It's just like one of those things in my brain where I'm like, yeah, that will happen.
Well, if you're not like telling yourself that, then it never will. You can't be like saying, oh, I'm never going to meet them in my life, because then you won't even, the universe has to listen to you. And if we're going to tell everyone we're going to meet them, like maybe we will. You never know. And I told Destiny that if Harry does his 4th album and he does the Spotify thing again, like I will be one of the people camping out. And I know people camp out for shows, and shows are different for me. Like, I feel like it's fine wherever I am, but what happened with Niall will not happen again. So
maybe with what happened to Niall, it was like preparing you for what will happen for Harry.
Yeah. Now I'm like, I planned it. Like, I know the plan. Also, Niall had his first show for his tour last night.
That came up on my TikTok earlier, and I was watching the videos.
He looks so cute. Yeah, he's so cute. And the set list was great. Oh, I'm so excited. I have a show to look forward to. I'm so excited.
I picture a Harry Styles concert. I like the parts that I've seen in the concert where he takes a second to like talk to the crowd, and he's like reading the signs, and he's like, I don't think he's ever even said the sentence, but I'm going to say it, where he's like, what does that say? I just love British people. I might cut that out.
Me too. That was like a look of defeat. No, that was funny.
Okay, that is hilarious. Okay. Harry Styles is British, by the way. Is Taylor Russell British, or is she American?
Good question. I don't think I've ever. I think she's American. Why do I feel like I've listened to one of her interviews before? And
she is American. Hey, I was lying. I knew it. I knew that she was American.
Right?
But yeah, I think so. She is who
she's Canadian.
I've always, even before her and Harry started dating, she is who I have always pictured as Magnolia Parks. Always.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Because I can only picture her with her short hair right now. Like, I would have to see her with long hair.
See, I watched movies with her with long hair. She's in Escape Room and she has long hair in that movie.
I'm looking it up. I could picture, like, her face looks like a Magnolia Parks, like, face. Like, she has a
because she gives me the high fashion, like, rich vibe that Magnolia does.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Or there's this one, whenever I, like, look up Magnolia, like, on Pinterest, there's this one model who I don't know if she can act
I know
or
you're talking
whatever,
about.
but
I think
she always
NPU
reminds me.
posted, or Jess Hastings posted, and it was, like, that girl, like, that is all over Pinterest, like, as whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's how I've always pictured Magnolia.
Yeah, I could see that. But if anyone fan cast BJ, just know I probably won't agree. I can't picture anyone. He is
no one in my brain. He is no one.
Me neither.
I don't even pick. He's just. I don't even know what he is. No
he's
face.
like an essence. You know, like that's it. I don't picture him either. I can't. I just picture his like tattoos, but that's as far as I get. Like I can't picture his face.
I know that, but most of the time, honestly, like when somebody's like, I picture this person as, I don't picture anybody. I picture a person with no face, and it's a little scary.
Yeah, sometimes when I'm reading, it's just complete vibes. Like I don't even know if I'm like fully picturing things in my head. Like sometimes it like freaks me out that when we're reading, like when we read, it's like in our head. Do you know what I mean? Like it's words on paper, and we're like creating something in our head. That's really something.
Yeah, well, no, or if it's like when people on TikTok will post and they'll be like, this is what I imagined Prithian looking like? And I'm like, I didn't even imagine what that looked like.
Yeah. Especially when they get really into detail.
Yeah.
Because when authors are writing detail, I don't know. It doesn't like fully process. I'm already on to the next
Giving textbook, moving on. That's what I think.
But like seeing the art though is really, really nice because that like actually helps.
Yeah. Seeing it. I don't want to, hey, Crescent City 3, I don't want to just sit there and read information like it's from a textbook and I'm going to have to write a whole entire dissertation later. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not my favorite way to learn information.
No, it's not my favorite way to learn, period. I hate textbook time.
Yeah, I think I just finished a book that did that. That bothered me a little.
I just hate, that's like where like high fantasy I don't think will ever be for me, because I feel like every high fantasy book does that, where it's like just kind of a bunch of info dumping the whole entire time. And then I'm just like, as Brittany Broski said in one of her episodes, she's like, where is the romance? If it has no romance, I'm not reading it.
Yeah, it does feel like you're like learning something, like you're being taught.
Yeah,
that you need to like remember, and that's like bad flashbacks to school, and that's not what I like.
I used to think Game of Thrones was like historically accurate and like back in the medieval times, like that's just what it was.
Like dragons.
Granted, how old is Game of Thrones? I think this was like when I was like a lot younger. This was not any time recently, but I remember like, because my mama was really into Game of Thrones, and I thought like, oh, it's medieval, and I had seen like glimpses of it. We didn't have HBO, so we only got HBO on HBO free weekends, and my parents weren't using that for Game of Thrones, unfortunately. I don't know. But I just always thought like to see them in their medieval thing that I didn't know that they were dragons. And I thought that Game of Thrones was just like, yeah, we're telling the historical story of somebody. Not that it was a fictional book.
That's really funny. I don't even know like the actual storyline of Game of Thrones, but I know it's crazy. That's like in the history books is the Game of Thrones storyline.
I don't know. Like sometimes I'm like, what are you thinking in that pea-sized brain of yours? Also, I think this one was in a moment of rage. Truly, it really was, because I think I was trying to like make a TikTok to something, and now that UMG took every single music artist off of TikTok, I said, I hate that I can't use music on TikTok. I want to make more TikToks, and it's literally not fun at all.
I know. I noticed that they removed the sound from some of mine. I was so annoyed.
No, like, because sometimes I just want to scream lip sync, but like when you see me lip singing and it looks like I'm screaming, it's because I am, but you just can't hear me because the sound's not on. So like when I sing This Is Me Trying, I'm screaming it on the other side of my phone, and sometimes I just want to post those TikToks and I can't anymore. But do you want to know the worst of it? The worst of it? UMG, count your mother days, because all of my favorite edits that I go back to when I'm sad have no sound. And this is criminal. This is criminal, because one of the things that I love to do is I see an edit, boop, save, boop, add it to collection, boop, add it to cry later to this. So sometimes I'm just like, yeah, I'm going to scroll through my favorite edits, because why wouldn't I? And now all the sounds are gone. Hey.
Yeah, that's messed up. Because then the edit doesn't hit the same if the sound doesn't like correlate with the edit. Like it's an edit and it's probably good, but like the sound really makes it. Like the one Harry one you sent me, I don't know the name of the song, but it just hits so hard.
No, and it does, because my editing baddies out there are getting targeted by UMG. And I just don't understand. Like I said, I hear about something, I do no research. So I just talk about it, and I like know nothing.
Why do they do that? Is it copyright?
Well, because like I think TikTok basically would pay UMG for their artists to be able to like have their music on there, because basically you're paying UMG, so it's paying the artists or something, I assume. But maybe I think they couldn't come to an agreement on like payment or terms within that. So I think UMG like pulled all of it or something. This is why we need a freaking man in the chair for this podcast. I'll look it up.
I feel because we've had this music since TikTok has been a thing. So I just feels random that now they're doing this. So definitely something, I guess, happened. I don't look into anything either.
Yeah.
I just heard it happen. And I was like, okay, that sucks.
See, I mean, I was right. TikTok failed to reach a deal to renew licensing rights with them. So,
but why?
They removed it.
I'm just confused why. Because their content has sound on it and we're going to be using popular songs. So why did they fail?
I think I've also seen like multiple different artists. Like I know Noah Khan said something about it where it's like it sucks for the artists as well because they don't honestly like really get a say when it comes to that stuff. It sucks for them because like think about honestly from 2022 to 2023 how TikTok has started to reach like unbelievable levels within like how it reaches literally everybody. That how many songs, if you took the top of the Billboard Top 100, is because of TikTok, is a direct correlation because of TikTok.
I feel like there's artists that were found from TikTok and songs are blown up. If it wasn't for TikTok, we wouldn't have heard about it. I
feel like off the top of my head, like Gracie Abrams, Noah Khan, even Tate McRae, how we were talking about her, like artists that genuinely I feel like TikTok has like skyrocketed them to where they are now, and that's not saying that they're not talented, but it helped find their talent and it helped like change their lives. So I feel like it sucks because I feel like TikTok does help reach on even different platforms. Like then all of a sudden you go to Instagram Reels and the song is trending on Instagram Reels because it's trending over on TikTok, so people are bringing it over to Reels, and now it's trending on this and it's on top like 100 and it's on Spotify top hits. Like it just sucks for everybody, and it sucks for me most of all because I want to cry in my bed and I want to watch my edits. The famous Pedro Pascal edit of like the one that became famous, the audio was taken off and everybody was posting about it. They were like, no, this is like a loss. And I was like, oh my god, this is a loss.
Yeah, that definitely feels like a loss. I hope that they figure this out and we get our songs back and hopefully just goes right back onto it, because that would be really helpful.
No, I need it to come back on.
Like truly, I think that's crazy. Also, yeah, like TikToks can reach so like viral TikToks now, I feel like compared to viral things back in the day is so different. Like back in the day, different. If something went viral, everyone knew about it. But like if a TikTok went viral now, like you could have seen it, maybe I wouldn't, but it still has millions of views. Isn't that so weird?
No, like think about like, and I almost like, you know how like we have currency and like you'll say like a house that was $60,000 back in the day is like $1 million now. That's not true. That's not true. I'm just giving an example. But it's like, for example, I've really been thinking about this. Like when I was a kid and I feel like everybody was talking about Alex from Target, what would that virality be in today's whatever?
No, he wouldn't have gone on Ellen. He wouldn't have become big. But it's also funny because that was viral then, and like we don't think about Alex from Target now, but like Alex Earl like viral, like she's now like everyone knows her and is going to know her. But like Alex from Target was viral in that one period, but he didn't like, you know, there wasn't that like influencer vibe. Like he couldn't continue with that.
No, like he couldn't build anything with that. And I think that's also like back in the day, viral was like, even if you did go viral for something, I feel like it didn't mean that now all of a sudden you had an audience, whereas now I feel like if you go viral you can build an audience from pretty much anything. But like, so where is Alex from Target and where's Damn Daniel? Where is Damn Daniel and his lifelong supply of Vans?
That's all. Yeah, I guess that's like people. The last like viral stuff that felt like that was like Vine days, but like some Viners like kept going, but there's others that like where are they now?
And that's the thing. And here's like to really dive into that. I feel like Vine was so big, but keep in mind, I think what's different about TikTok and that separates from Vine or Instagram, like anything going viral back in the day, is that the pool of people using the app was a lot smaller than the pool of people using TikTok. Like, honestly, Vine was probably for, like, people our age all the way up until maybe, like, your mid-20s, maybe even a little bit over that, but, like, not a whole lot above that. Like, not everybody had Vine. It wasn't downloaded on everybody's phone. Not everybody was talking about Vine.
Yeah.
TikTok is on dang near every single person's phone, no matter the age,
There's
no
something
matter
for
what.
everyone on there.
Yes, like my mom loves TikTok. My mom literally whatever. And even people who don't understand that you are scrolling through TikTok, I'm sorry, I'm talking to my brother and my dad when I say the sentence. When you're scrolling through reels on Facebook or Instagram, you are literally watching TikToks. You are watching TikToks that they have
Chris
uploaded onto other apps. Just download TikTok for the love of God. You're doing the same exact thing. Anyway,
Chris does that too, and he deleted TikTok, but he watches reels. I sit there. You're just getting the TikToks like weeks later. Like,
no, literally, my brother one time, he was like, I don't have TikTok, I'm not downloading TikTok. And I was like, but I see you repost Instagram reels every single day on your whatever. You're showing me reels. You're watching reels on Twitter that people are posting TikToks onto Twitter, and you're showing me. Just download TikTok and be in the know. Just download it.
Well, they're against it. But yeah, TikTok, there's something for everyone. Also, I feel like Vine, 6 seconds, that's all you got. But like TikTok, you can do
isn't that
so
crazy
much more.
what people did with 6 seconds though? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, sometimes I watch like Vine compilations and it still hits
all the time. When I'm feeling so sentimental and I need to sleep, I will put on a Vine compilation, and I'm like, wow. And it's the fact that they're still quotable to this day. Almost dropped my croissant. Road work ahead. I sure hope it does.
That was my favorite one.
You're talking to a future U.S. Army soldier.
But that's what I mean. Like, that's like, and if you were on Vine, like, you know those viral things. But like now, if something's viral on TikTok, like not everyone on the app is going to know about it. I think it's just so crazy.
I think it's also because everything is so algorithm based. Like, honestly, to a very, very scary point of which your algorithm knows you. And what I mean by that is, like, you can pretty much tailor your algorithm to you so personally that, like, if something's going viral but it's not really in your like space of virality, then you're not going to see it.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. TikTok is, you'll find a For You page for anyone can curate their own and have their own For You page, and it looks so different. Like when Chris had TikTok, like our For You page, like we would sit down sometimes and watch TikToks on each other's phones, but like I would say I'm not watching yours. Like yours is not funny to me. But like his was
it's not
different for everyone.
Like Isaac's, I think, is all like self-help, not dissing you, Isaac, if you're listening, even though I know he's not, but like it's all self-help or like motivation or like kind of more like hustle culture, and I'm like, this is not fun. These vibes are not fun.
No, they're not.
Aren't you here to laugh? Aren't you here to ha ha he he? Why are you watching this? Don't you get what the app is for?
I'll send Chris TikToks when I get them that I think are funny, and when he's with me, so since he doesn't have TikTok, we'll go through and we'll scroll through all of them, and I make sure he sees all of them because I think they're so funny. He needs to see them.
No, I stopped sending Isaac TikToks. It's now like we sit down and I force him to watch them time. Like it's like, no, I need to see a reaction. They're too good for me to just send to you. Yes. And you're going to sit down and shut up and just listen.
Yeah. My favorite ones, I get these all the time. I think I get them more now because I send them to Chris. He doesn't have it, but his like account is still there, so I'll send them and then we'll go through them. It's like, choose which one your girlfriend would like, or like something like that. It's like,
I love doing those.
It's just silly little things like, does she like coffee or tea? And I scroll with them, I make him choose all of them. Like, you better know.
So do I do the same exact thing because I'm like, do you know me?
It's so funny. I love those.
And I love the ones that I know that he wouldn't even know, like random book ones that will pop up, and I'm like, which book am I? And he's like, I don't. And I'm like, guess. And that's why I make
those are fun.
Something else that has really been messing me up, and that's because it's a multitude of things. It's because it's been uncharacteristically warm right now. It's literally 65 degrees outside right now.
Oh, really?
Like it literally feels like a spring day. Yes. And it's like,
it's been like 20-30s here.
Like I said, it's very uncharacteristic, and I'm really bummed out for when this is going to end, because it will, but I have just been really trying to like take it by the horns and really like enjoy it. It's the feeling of like, but it's giving me the same weather feeling of like beginning/end of May, when I know school is on that cusp of ending. And then I have like randomly, I got tired of my playlist, as I do every freaking few weeks. That's why I have 15,000 playlists. And so I was just scrolling through and I started listening to an old playlist. And this is the way that, here's what my thought was. The way a song can be a literal time machine, what the F, all of a sudden I'm listening to Good Days or 20 something or Ivy and I'm 16 again. And how this all relates back to End of Beginning by, oh my God, I don't know how to pronounce it, but you guys know, I've been nonstop talking about that song. Basically, I've been listening to an older playlist. I'm listening to Good Days by SZA, 20 something by SZA, Supermodel by SZA, Ivy by Frank Ocean, like songs I listened to when I was 16 years old. And why are songs a time machine? Because all of a sudden I'm driving in my car and I'm listening to it and I'm 16. I'm behind the wheel. I'm 16. I'm no longer a 21-year-old woman. I am 16 again, and life is more simple, and I am in high school and stuff doesn't feel the same. And then all of a sudden I am like 16 years old and 21 years old at the same time, and I'm having a crisis and I start sobbing behind the wheel.
Yeah. It's like a love-hate that music has like a memory attached to it, because the same thing happened to me on Valentine's Day. We were driving home from the city, and I was on aux duty, and I put on like an old playlist, like very old, because I didn't know what to play. And it was like songs from like what I listened to in high school. And I was telling Chris about like what happened like in high school when I was listening to this song, like what I was doing. And I was like, it's just so crazy that like a song we can play like right now at 23, me at 17 was doing. I don't know. It's just so crazy that music has like memories attached, and like vivid ones. Like I wouldn't even remember that unless this song comes on. I'm not remembering that.
Well, yeah, and you're like not thinking about it. You're like, I'm not thinking about it until I put the song on.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It like almost sucks that music is a time machine, because it's the feeling of the weather right now and the song that brings me back to like, just for example, when I listen to Good Days by SZA, it actually brings me back to like, it's springtime, my senior year, because I was obsessed with that song my senior year. So I was 17, 18 at the time, and it reminds me of like coming home from school really quick, because I live literally, my neighborhood is the one right next to my high school. I should probably cut that out in case somebody finds out where my high school was. But I would come home from school, and then I would hurry up, because then I was going to Isaac's baseball game and I was about to go to prom. It like takes me back to that specific moment in time that I was living. And then it makes me sad, because I look up and all of a sudden I'm 21 and I'm like, what have I been doing?
I know. Yeah, there was nothing like coming home from school when it starts to get nice out, and also like when you and your friends finally have your license, and like you're driving around doing whatever you want to do because you finally all have your license, doing stuff together. There was literally nothing like it.
No. For me,
I'm
it was
always
like
nostalgic over it, but it's like a sad nostalgia.
No, it makes me so sad, because it's like, for the life of me, I would never go back to be that 17-year-old girl. I just wouldn't. She's lived that life. I don't need to go back, and I don't want to. But it's more sad because like then I look at me and I'm 21. I'm not old by any means, but it's like I remember being 16, 17 and thinking of 21 and being like, 21-year-olds have their life together. My life is going to be figured out by 21. I'm going to be here and there. Like, that's so old and mature. Yeah. Girl, hey, I'm going to slap you across the face, because you're literally going to be giggling about fake fae men on the internet and talking to a camera and doing nothing. But it's just like, it almost makes me sad though, because it's like time goes by so fast, and then you like don't even think about that teenage girl. It's like, it's crazy, and I don't like it, but it reminds me of, I've been listening to, hey everybody, homework, bookmarked homework, go listen to End of Beginning by DJO. That's how I say it. I think, is it Digit, whatever, anyway.
I don't know how you're supposed to say it, but yeah,
I don't know, but I love his music so much. And I've been nonstop listening to this freaking song, and I've listened to it for like a year. Has it been a year or two now? Like, it's always been like part of a rotation in a playlist, but it started trending on TikTok. So of course, like, it's on like now every playlist that pops up when I do like whatever on Spotify. It's been popping up. So I've been listening to it a whole lot more. And basically the essence of that song, if you didn't know, the guy behind that is Joe Keery from Stranger Things, who is Steve on Stranger Things. And the essence of that song is about how, like, when he goes back to Chicago, it's kind of like mourning for this life, like the unexpected fame that he got from Stranger Things, and like kind of what his 20s would look like if he wasn't famous, and kind of mourning that in a way, like the person that you would be. That's like why in the song he says, when I'm back in Chicago, I feel it, like whatever. Yeah. And it's crazy, because I feel like it relates to that. This feeling that I'm having now, it's like when you listen to these songs, like you're back there. You're back in this person that you're never going to be, and how your life could be so different. And it's been messing with my brain.
Yeah, I always think about that with like like celebrities when they go back to like their hometowns. Like they definitely think about that. Like if they were not to become what they were, like them in their hometowns, like what would have happened? I don't know. But yeah, still living in my hometown. I think about it all the time, like passing things I used to do like around this town when I was in high school. It's just so nostalgic and so crazy. And also crazy, like in high school, thinking about me at 23 is not what I am now at 23.
I told my mom, I was like when I was in high school, I had no aspirations. Like I really did not know what I wanted to do. Like I've said multiple times, like I thought of college and I was like, well, I guess if I'm in college, like yeah, I would go for like publishing and I would want to be in like the publishing industry. But like I had no like actual dreams and aspirations where like I always looked at Isaac and Isaac had like these dreams that he was then chasing after, and I was like, I don't like, of course it was always YouTube for me, but you know, my parents were kind of like, Destiny, that's not happening. And then like, you know, people were like, that's just not whatever. So I was like, okay, well I guess that's never going to happen. Other than YouTube, genuinely I had nothing else going on. And so I never actually believed that I could do anything with it. So sometimes I do have these moments where I'd be like, 16 and 17-year-old me would actually have a heart attack on the floor.
Oh yeah,
if she saw 21-year-old me.
Yeah, if 16-year-old me saw me now, I didn't even like the thought of YouTube as like doing something wasn't even a thing not that it wasn't a thing, but to me when I was 16, like I didn't even think I wanted to do that. I just obviously watched YouTube, but my path was always going to college. My parents always said, you're going to college. My friends always wanted to go to college. Not wanted to, but like we were all planning on it. And that was it. It was like college, figure out what you want to do when you get there. At least for me, because I didn't really know what I wanted to do. But YouTube was never anything that I thought of. So me at 16, oh my gosh, if I told her this, she would be confused actually. She'd be, what, you read books? I'm sorry.
How did we get here?
I don't even know. And we can't go too deep into it. I'll start spiraling a little more.
No, that's all I've been doing is spiraling. Obviously, look at the notes app that I literally wrote down for Sarah to talk about. But that's pretty much, without getting into other podcasts, because I really don't want to get into it. That's like the only things that I had written down. I just thought it would be fun to dive into those and dissect them.
No,
so
I
hope
love
you guys
those.
enjoyed that.
I'm so happy you saved that so we can talk about it on here. Usually you will text me like random thought. Like we'll be talking about something and she'll have random thought, which is, I love it. And then we'll go into it.
Sometimes I'm like, literally, Destiny, what are you doing? Like, me and Sarah will either A, be in the middle of a conversation, or B, nothing, and then I text just the most random, off-the-wall thought, and I know what somebody's inner thinking is, because sometimes, like, me and Isaac will be sitting in a room, and I'll just look at him and say the random thought that I'm thinking, and he just looks at me, and he'll go, what is making you think these things? And I'm like, I don't know how many times I have to tell everybody I am a chronic overthinker, so my brain is following 10,000 different paths at one time.
Yeah, which is why I'm never questioning it. Usually we'll be talking about something, but you do preface it sometimes and say like, okay, like 180 real quick, like, yeah, or I'm about to say something that has nothing to do with this. But I always appreciate it. We always get into things, and I think that's fine. I sometimes have random thoughts, but I don't know if I do. Maybe I do sometimes say it. Usually you'll spark it. You'll say something, and then I'll start spiraling with stuff with you, along with you.
Yeah. Usually Sarah will be like, what 80 random thought, and it's like not too far off. Like it's like you can definitely see like, you know, like why this was a thought. But mine are just straight up like,
like, what? It was just a thought, which is okay. Yeah.
Here it is. That's it. That's it.
It's okay because we love it. We appreciate the random thoughts. I have no thoughts. The difference is I have no thoughts from this week. There's nothing in this brain except Harry Styles, and that's pretty much all that's been happening. I don't even remember this last week.
Last week was Valentine's Day. It was.
Oh yeah. How was your Valentine's Day?
It was fine.
Was it fun? All right.
Yeah. Went to Cracker Barrel, went to like Back Nine, Top Golf type of situation.
Oh yeah, I saw when I watched your video. I told Chris we have to go to Top Golf because we haven't been in so long, and I remembered. Oh yeah, the Top Golf was a thing.
I actually don't try when I was just with a group of boys, and so I never try because like they just it's never that fun.
They do too much. Yeah, that's okay. We went to the city and. Like you said, it's nice where you are. It was so nice here a few weeks ago. So we booked like dinner in the city, so we're like, oh, it's getting nice out. Snowed the day before. It was like 20 degrees when we went. It was freezing. I couldn't feel my face, but it was nice. It was so
Did
cold.
you stay in the city or?
No, we just went in during the day. I wanted to go shopping, so we went in early. And we went to, it was so cold that we went into, what museum was it? It was one of those like, not the ice cream one. We've been to the color factor or something like that. It was so cold. We were like, we need to do something inside that's longer than a few minutes. So we went into, I think it's called the Color Factory, not the Color Museum. It was fun. It was cute. But yeah.
I love that. And then I love hearing about the city whenever you go. I love the city.
Yeah, it was very fun. I know. Next time you're back here, maybe we can go again. Do something.
It needs to be warm. I can't.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
it's not fun in the cold.
No, I am the biggest baby ever about the cold. Like, I love being hot. Like, I do not care if it is like a sweltering hot day. I will keep going.
Really?
Like, I love being hot. I love it.
I hate the cold, but I feel like I'm the opposite. When I'm sweating, I don't even like talk to me. Like, I'm like, I freak out.
No, see, but like when it's sweltering hot, I'm always sweating no matter what degrees it is. So almost like when it's sweltering hot, I'm like, at least people will look at me and they'll understand why I'm sweating.
Yeah, that's true. But we went to the city. It wasn't cold out. I remember we had jackets on, but I think it was like nice to walk at least,
it actually ended up being super nice because it was the beginning of April and we brought jackets because like the morning, you know, like in the spring when it's like you don't really know what it's going to do, so like in the morning it's pretty chilly, and then we literally ended up having to like take our jackets off because it was literally so warm.
Yeah, it was really nice out. That was fun. We definitely have to go back once it gets nice out again, maybe in the springtime. We'll try that again.
Spring in Soho, that's what we were doing last year.
Aw, a year later. That's so fun. Oh my god, I can't. It's finally gonna be a year of us knowing each. That's every time that comes up, it just blows my mind. It hasn't even been a year of knowing each other. Like,
that is crazy. That is crazy. This is a thought that I literally was talking to Isaac about the other day, that I would love for this to be like one of the closing whatevers, is that I said sometimes I have these thoughts of like, for example, I can remember my senior year of high school, me and Isaac were driving to Chicago, and I remember being in the car and I was watching, I can even pull up on Sarah's channel which YouTube video it was of her talking about her books. It was like the it was the first sit down booktube video that she ever made, and she was like, I've been posting like books in my vlogs, you guys have been asking me for a video, so here it is. And she talked about the woman in the window, and I literally remember watching it and then writing down and looking it up on Libby to read the woman in the window, and I started reading it because of that video. But what's crazy to me is I told Isaac, as I said, if 18 at that time, if 18-year-old me would have looked at that video back in 2021 and I just me right now pop in and go, hey, by the way, that girl that you're watching that you like watch, you guys are gonna have a podcast, she's gonna be your bestie, like just give it a few years.
Crazy.
That was the first crazy.
You talking about women in the window, saying you like got the recommendation from me, someone that I was kind of friends with that did YouTube, not like friends with, but like we followed each other. She sent me a video of you talking about, I was like, oh, I watched this YouTuber and she's talking about you. I thought you would want to see it. And I was like, that is so crazy. Like someone used my name in a video. And then I saw you talking about Woman in the Window from me. I think I literally have a video of it on my phone. Because I was like, this is crazy. Someone's talking about me right now. And it was you. And it's crazy.
I remember you commenting on my video. I think it was my 2022 like yearly wrap up, and I think you had commented, yes, that's my 2022 yearly wrap up.
It was this video.
You commented, and you're like, I forget what you said, but you commented something, and I remember being like, oh my god, like I thought the day was just like crazy that like somebody that I watched on YouTube.
Yeah, I had 51,000 subscribers then, because you posted like a little screenshot of it, and I was like shook. But yeah, I would have never thought this would be where we are, which is crazy. Thank God. Thank God you read Woman in the Window. Honestly, we should start thanking that book.
Yeah, it was awful, but I'm so glad that it brought that for me.
Me and Lauren talked about it the other day because we read it at the same time. And it's like when you start reading again, like you have nothing to go off of. So like you love every book you read. And me and Lauren were like, we put that book on a pedestal. Like we ate that book up. But yeah, it's not the best book ever.
It's like I've always wanted to do a video of like deep diving into, but it's just so scary for me. I've been having this video idea for such a long time that I want to like deep dive back to like my first like booktube videos and books that I like nonstop raved about, and I want to read them now because it's like what you just said, like, and there's nothing wrong with this, by the way, like at all. But when you first start getting back into reading, it's been so long since you've like read a book like you are, so you think like every single book that you read is like magnificent.
Which is honestly like, what a time to be reading every book you like love. That's a crazy thought. But yeah, I've thought about that too. Like, but then the thought of like reading one of those books, it's like I kind of want to keep them with 2020 me.
Yeah,
like let her love them.
Like, that's why because I did it last year in March. I did that one time, and then I was kind of like, I just kind of want to, it's like not like that feeling for me anymore. But like when I reread like The Hating Game and The Unhoneymooners and stuff, and like those two like definitely did not hold up, I was like, but you know what? I just kind of want her to live in delusion. Like I want her to be happy about whatever she's reading. But I know we say like it sucks because it's like, oh yeah, I miss like just loving everything that I'm reading. But I'm like, it's because you start to grow book tastes, and not everything is good.
Yeah, like, now you have an opinion on different types. Yeah, I was just reading anything. I didn't really have like, I didn't know what tropes I liked in books. I didn't know what type of things in the genres. I didn't have anything specific I liked. I was just reading, which obviously is fine. But once you read more, you kind of, I guess, know more of what you like, get more picky.
Yeah, that's with anything. Like the more you do something, the pickier you are, because you are literally taking in so much content that you're going to be more and more picky. So that's just how the dice rolls, if that's even a saying. I don't even think that's a saying.
Oh, random, don't know why I just thought of this one, but I told Chris the other day. I told him that I do this every time it starts getting nice out. I'm like, I'm gonna like go for walks and go for runs. I'm gonna become a runner. Lasts always for like a week. But then since you're doing your road to the 5K and your road to a marathon and stuff, I told Chris, once it gets nice out, we should start doing this. Like we can, we're going to use you as our motivation to start running. No pressure there. But every time I see you go for a run or go on your treadmill, I'm like, I want to do that. So now, not marathon level, I would like to run for more than like a couple minutes without like being so out of breath. Like I want to go up my stairs without being out of breath, because the workouts that I do, they're not like high intensity at all. Yeah. So I told Chris, if he does it with me, I'll do it, because I get like no motivation. Like that's why I like taking my classes, because there's people there, like I'm held accountable. Yeah. I'm like so bad by myself, so you're gonna motivate us. No pressure, but like
I literally have come alive with the training because of it being nicer outside, because I literally got to the point with now, since I do like really long distance for me, I'm sorry, 6 and 8 miles is a really long distance to run, and I know I'm gonna have to run 13 and be okay with it, but you know, I'm coming from nothing. A month ago I couldn't even run 2 miles, and now I'm running 6 and 8 miles.
Which is great. I don't know. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy. And so now that it's warmer outside, I'm literally like, ooh, I love running. And so I ordered like the Lululemon, I'm waiting for the order, Lululemon running vest and little like running belt, so I'm not carrying anything. So and like the little running vest has like stuff for your water and your little snacks that you carry with you on your run, because obviously you need to like replenish. No, I am, and I'm so freaking excited. I feel like I said this before, that running is, I feel like it's 50-50. I feel like 50% of it is your physical, like being able to do it, and the other 50% is 100% mental, because we kind of touched on this before, that your mind gives up before your body does. Your mind is telling that you're tired. You're not actually tired, because you know how many times I'll be on a run and I'll be like, oh, I want to stop, and then all of a sudden I feel like I'm tired. No, it's because I'm just like, I am bored and I want to stop. I don't like doing it. So he's a very mentally strong person. He is somebody that I literally feel like could do nothing and then go show up on marathon day and go run it.
And be able to do it, yeah. I feel like that would be Chris too. I just bought him a new pair of running shoes for his birthday, which is in 2 weeks. I don't know. So maybe that'll kickstart it. Yeah, happy birthday. It's March 4th. My mom's birthday's on Sunday. That's nice birthday. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Exciting. Yay. Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know why I was like posing for a thumbnail right there. But, well, I hope that this running journey does you good.
I guess we'll see. It's either I'm actually going to do it or it won't work out. There's really no really in between there. Because I try every year. I really do. I want to so bad. I just won't do it by myself because I'm just scared of, okay, one, I want to run outside because on a treadmill, I just can't.
No,
I'll get off. I'll literally get
treadmill.
off the treadmill. So I want to do it outside, but I'm scared to do it by myself because I'm scared of everything by myself.
It's just us. We're just going to sit here for 3 minutes like this. Like Heads Up 7-Up. I used to eat up when the teacher was like, we're going to play Heads Up 7-Up. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There has been no feeling like that since that time. I'm gonna like be honest, now that I'm not in elementary school, I was the one to watch people's feet. Like I knew what shoes you were wearing when someone touched, and I was a cheater sometimes. But then the teacher would be like, push your chairs in. So then I wouldn't cheat. But like if I had the potential to, I'm gonna be honest, I did. I watched your shoes.
For some reason, it just sent me when Sarah said, now that I'm not in elementary school, like she was freshly out of elementary school. That I'm willing to admit it as well that, yeah, I was a shoe peeker. Also because if you wanted to see, like, who in the class was, like,
who was picking you? Yeah.
You're like,
know. Also, it's like, you get them on your first guess, and it's like, oh, I'm just really good at this game.
Oh, and hold on, but not one of you comment and act like you didn't shoe peek a few times, because especially like I would try to be so honest and I wouldn't shoe peek, and then I would keep on getting picked.
Yeah, and I was like, that secret in for a while. But when it was my turn to pick, I would like lean over to tap this so they didn't see my shoes.
I had it down. I would like walk like this. I would reach behind them from another desk.
Oh yeah,
I was
you
not
had to be more strategic because you knew that people would see the shoes. Yeah, what a time.
Do you want me to end off a funny story about me in elementary school? I have so many. We could literally do a whole entire episode dedicated on stuff that happened to me in elementary school, because genuinely, girl was going through it. I'm not even joking. Like trauma. Some of it was really traumatizing, but this one's funny. On our playground at my elementary school, we had this one slide. It was like all the way in the back corner. Nobody slid on it because it was a metal slide, and it was honestly miserable, especially if it was hot outside. But like, I'm being for real. Like, okay, I'm sizzling like a piece of bacon on this metal slide that's been baking out in the sun.
Especially
it's 12
if you have
o'clock
like
in the afternoon.
Your little denim shorts on, trying to go down that slide. You're stuck. You're not going anywhere.
I'm going down the slide, and it's burning. It's burning me. Anyway, but there were 4 poles on it keeping it up. Literally only 4 poles, and the poles were all very close together. And basically what I would do is I would like, you would be able to hold on to it, and you'd be able to like backflip off of it. And I would do this all the time because it was the only time that I felt like I was agile enough to do a backflip. So we're at that side. We're posted up. I'm painting this picture for you guys. So imagine a big playground. There's a black top and then a big playground, and I'm all the way in the back corner. And there were the swings right here. So my whole entire friend group, we're all hanging out back there. That was like our spot. And one of my friends, I had like a zip-up hoodie on because we were outside, and it was kind of getting into the summer, but it was still a little chilly. Painting the picture for you guys, really. I just need to shut up and get on with it. He took my strings, and like, you know, like when it goes over your eyes, like, and it barely has like there's no hole in the hoodie. And they like tied it and start spinning me around, and I think that I was like supposed to be running after them or something.
That alone is just so sad to hear.
As you could imagine, I start sprinting, and I smack straight into the metal pole of that slide. Smacked straight into it. Hey, I knocked myself out. I actually knocked myself out. I knocked myself out. No, it's funny. Hey, listen, this is like when you, this is the epitome of like, this has always been funny, and then you tell somebody else and they aren't laughing. And
then like, I just feel bad.
I got pushed off into the nurse's office. I come to in the nurse's office, and I have a robin's egg knot on my head. It's already there. It's protruding out of my head, and I have a headache. And they call my mom, and they're like, hey, Destiny had an accident. You need to come pick her up from school. And I remember sitting in the nurse's office, just seeing stars, truly. They were asking me, like, what day is it? Do you have a concussion? I smacked that pole as hard as I was sprinting. Imagine me sprinting, and I just like, so if you guys saw the ceilings TikTok, imagine me doing that and then going straight into a metal
That's
pole.
crazy.
It was that though. That was like a reenactment. And so I will never forget, my mom picked me up, and the next day, I don't know if anybody else's school did this, but like, you know, I feel like everybody's school did like student of the month, but we had like a whole entire like convention at the school, and it was like you had this big like day, because it was called team time, and basically it was like student of the month, and then like a few times like we had to do like essays or like writing, like creative writing, everybody had to, and so there would be like 2 people that would get picked, and you would like read out your story, because they'd be like, it's so good, and I'd get picked for that a lot. I was really good. I peaked in elementary school, if you guys can't tell. Anyway, the next day, unbeknownst to me, the reason that my mom was really like, this is bad, is because I was getting student of the month, and they basically let your parents know, and your parents get to come and watch you be student of the month. And so, yeah, I got student of the month with a huge robin's egg just sitting on my forehead, and there's a picture of me standing outside of the board with my name on it, and I'm like holding up my student of the month thing just with a huge robin's egg not on my head.
Yeah, I feel like there's lots of elementary school stories. Every time my spelling bee story, I probably have.
Oh my god, you had a spelling bee? I always wish that we had spelling bees.
Yeah, and I was like, you practice in all of your classes, then after that, I think it was like, I don't know if it was just our grade, I think it was 3rd grade though. Maybe, I think it was 3rd, and you practice in your classes, and if you win in your class, you can go on to the spelling bee with other classes. So I was determined. I was like, I am getting to the spelling bee. Yeah. So I won for my class. Like, I think
slay.
I went to the actual spelling bee, and I was so nervous because you have to go on the stage in front of everyone. And I had a crush in 2nd and 3rd grade, like a really big one. He was obviously in the audience. I was freaking out, and I'll never forget.
And you had to win this for him.
I had to win it, and I was so upset because I won't forget, I spelt the word continent wrong, and I'll never, ever since that day, like, that word has haunted me. I'll never forget how to spell it now. I was just so nervous though that like I couldn't like think of the letters that spelled continent. And then it was so annoying because once you lose, you get off the stage and you watch the rest of it, and every time someone would get a word, I'd be like, oh, like I could have done that, like I could have spelled that. I was just like,
it's the walk of shame for 3rd graders.
Oh, easily. I was so upset. But yeah.
Consonant, I don't even think that I could spell consonant right now.
Oh, Continent. Like, I will never forget how to spell it. I'm like traumatized from that word.
The fact that you could just spell that wrong, and I'd be like, cool. Yep. No, I think that we should have a bookmark spelling bee episode to just bring up that.
That'd be so for you. Yeah.
Redemption. I
want a redemption. Yeah. That's what I need. For sure.
Iridocyclitis. That's another vine.
Bringing it right back. This is like full circle now.
If I had to spell artichoke, I think I'd be done for.
I think I can do that one. You know, one word that always gets me? I feel like it gets everyone. It was just in something I read the other day. Pseudonym. Someone asked me to spell pseudonym.
Don't bring that up. That's rude.
It's like words like that. I'm like, who came up with this spelling for it? Like, there's just, I always want to know like who made up these words for these things and who made up the spelling. Because some of these are like really out of pocket. Why are we putting P's in front of S's?
Yeah. Or it's like onomatopoeia.
Oh, hell no.
Go to hell. They're there. They're there for sure.
Yeah, we should do a spelling bee. We should get like the top like 10, I don't know, not hardest words, because that's probably a little too hard.
If there was like a booktuber like huge meetup, I would say that there needs to be a spelling bee, because you'd be like, okay, you read all these books, let's see if you can spell the words. And then everybody's like competing.
A spelling bee, not like a book.
Yeah.
A book.
It's like spelling bee.
You have to prove that you've read these words before.
Yeah.
That would be so funny.
I think that needs to happen.
A booktube convention is a wild thought.
Hey, VidCon.
No. Does that still happen every year?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
It's like now mixed in with TikTok. So I think people care more about like the TikTokers that go than the YouTubers. But
Aww.
I don't know if I'd ever go to VidCon. I think it's in Florida. Or is it Anaheim, California, and I just lied to you, to your face, and said that it was in Florida.
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's in Anaheim, California.
Why does Anaheim, California sound really familiar? Like, who lives there?
TanaCon.
Is that what that was?
TanaCon.
That was, what a time that was.
What a freaking time. I was thinking about that the other day because I was thinking about Jenna Marbles, so I was watching her videos.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, TanaCon, James Charles, Shane Dawson, all of that time of YouTube. What a time.
You just had to be there.
No, because I keep on seeing the TikToks of like, define the you had to be there. You truly had to be there for the whole entire TanaCon debacle. I'll tell you where I was at. I was on vacation in Florida, and I will never forget, I was getting ready in the bathroom on my family vacation, and I was watching in real time the Shane Dawson documentary as he was trying to clean up after Tana.
Yeah.
Because Tana made this huge mess.
Yeah. That's what, I saw a TikTok, not about TanaCon, but it said that someone commented, was like, Harry was in One Direction. It's like, we're getting to that stage where people like don't know
that. Like, I saw somebody say that kids are like, Harry Styles was in One Direction, and I was like,
and if they have a reunion tour and those are the ones getting the tickets, like, I'm gonna be so angry.
No, it's like, I'm letting the moms have their NSYNC tour and their like Backstreet Boys. I'm not trying to get tickets to that. So let the One Directioners have their reunion concert tickets.
Oh gosh, I get like stressed thinking about that when and if it ever happens.
It will.
That'll be the day.
I feel like every end of episode, this is what happens, and I don't even try for it to happen.
Yeah, she's telling you it's time to wrap
up. She's like our clock. That's like, hey guys, we got a few words.
Oh. Wow. Oh, what an opinion.
This episode was chaotic.
I have no words for it even.
I don't even know what to title it. Hey, I'm going to figure something out.
Well, we'll have to like remember what we even talked about. Sometimes after we finish recording, I don't even know what we said.
No, I don't think that you could pay me to say everything that we talked about today. Hoping that you enjoyed the episode.
Let us know any of your thoughts on anything we said, because I don't remember what we said, but let us know how you feel about... Thank you guys so much for listening, for watching, for coming back for another episode. We hope to see you in our next one too. If this wasn't,
we hope this didn't scare you guys away.
Yeah, we had so much fun, and see you hopefully next week. Please come back, please.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye, guys.